I want to share with you the story. I wasn't sure if I was going to get to it, if I wanted to share it or not. But this world's passing away. There's a couple of reasons that's important. One is because we put so much hope into the stuff of this world. But I was, during our vacation, I took, sometimes I'll take 2 or 3 days where I'll go by myself and just seek the Lord, and where I'm not helping with the kids and I'm not helping with the other stuff. I can just seek the Lord and get silence. And I know Erica will often go off with her friends during that time and have her own little woman time and friend time. But I was praying and all day, and I was writing and seeking, and then I decided at the end of the night I was going to watch a movie, and I've been on this kick of watching old movies I've seen before. Like, from when I say old, I mean like from the 80s and 90s. And because I don't know why, and maybe it's because these are often the movies that I watched in pivotal points of my life. But I've seen them before, and I've been on this kick probably through most of this pandemic, and I've been watching, whether it be Jurassic Park or whatever it might be, movies I saw as a kid, The Goonies or things like that. And I was watching a movie I'd seen before. It was a Brad Pitt movie called A River Runs Through It. Anybody ever seen that movie, A River Runs Through It? I've seen it. I knew exactly what was going to happen. And if you don't know the story, it's based on a book, and I'm not going to ruin it for people if you want to go watch it. But you know, because it starts off with kind of the narrator is a character, and he's older. You can tell in his voice. And he's talking about his family. And it really focuses on 2 brothers. And the narrator, the voice, is, I believe he's the older of the 2 brothers. Brad Pitt is the younger of the 2 brothers. And you kind of see their life, and you kind of see kind of their struggles and a little bit of their journey of what it looked like. I think they're in Montana. It's all about fly fishing, which isn't something that I do. I think it would be painful for me if I tried to do that. But at the end of the movie, you see this old guy fly fishing. Way past the story, way past what's going on. And he says something, and he says, "I'm an old man now, and everybody I've once loved has now gone before me." And I've heard that before. I knew what was going to happen. And something, it wasn't the movie. Because I started to cry. And I've never cried in a movie, ever. I maybe have gotten teary-eyed at something, but I've never cried during a movie. But I felt like at that moment, the Lord revealed something to me where I started not to cry, but to weep. And this isn't something I do. My wife will tell you, I think she's probably seen me, you might want to ask her, I think she has said that she has seen me cry maybe twice in our entire marriage. It's not that I fight it, it's just not something that happens very often. And I don't mean just weep, I'm talking about heaving and crying for 30 minutes. Because it was as if God revealed something to me, and what he was revealing to me in that moment is that this world is passing away. That everybody I love, I will one day lose, and everybody will eventually lose me. And I could see the room I had, I was at the ocean front of Virginia Beach, and I could see in this window down the main strip of Virginia Beach. And it was as if God was showing me, this is different than it was 50 years and 100 years. This was different. Everything is always passing away. Everything is always changing. And I think one of the things that people are concerned about is that the world we live in seems to be changing. And what God is saying, it is always changing, but you guys are typically too busy. You don't see what's going on. This world is passing away. It is gone. Have you ever had that moment where you're like, I wish I could hold on to this forever? But you can't. Everything is passing away. Everything is changing. I constantly have to mourn the change of my kids. As they grow up, you mourn things changing. This sounds dumb to some people, but my daughter, my youngest daughter, she got her hair cut, when it went from really long to really short, and that, I grieved that. She looked older, and she started acting older, and I'm like, no, you can't do this. This world is passing away. The only thing that we have hope for is eternal life through Christ in heaven. Because everything that we look to in this life is dying and going away. We cannot hold on to it. So if we place our hope and our salvation in this world, we will constantly be disappointed. We'll constantly be angry. We'll constantly be self-righteous. We'll constantly be looking to other things to save us where we have no grace for one another because our eyes are focused on the wrong things. This world is passing away. As Christians, we have to wake up because what we do in this world matters. What we're doing matters. As Christians, we should live differently.